Hello there, and a very warm welcome to the Shanghai Stadium here in China, where two rivals go head-to-head in this, the first leg of the AFC Champions League quarter-finals. SIPG, the hosts, welcoming two-time winners of this competition, Guangzhou Evergrande, who lifted the trophy in 2013 and 2015. Looking at the domestic league form, these are the two very best sides in the country, with Guangzhou top of the Chinese Super League table and Shanghai SIPG sitting in second. Shanghai trail by 8 points in the league, and it's the visitors who come into this game as the form favourites after they picked up 5 wins and 1 defeat from their last 6 in all competitions. Shanghai making a few changes from the side that lost in the Chinese Super League over the weekend. Odil Akhmedov comes back in the midfield for Zhang Yi. Shike comes in for Yu Hai, while Wu Lei, a real talisman for them, comes in for Wei Shen. We're looking at that bench. One name stands out above all others, really, Jamie Elkerson. And we saw a roaring clash involving Shanghai earlier on in the season against Urawa Red Diamonds. He scored a beauty from miles out on that occasion. And they're going to miss his shooting prowess, aren't they?
Well, I think without Elkerson, they don't have a genuine centre forward. They'll rotate. Wulei can go through the middle, Hulk can go through the middle, but they don't really have an out-and-out centre forward, whereas Elkerson does lead the line very well.
Guangzhou boasted a victory over Shanghai Shenhua and bring in Kim, as we mentioned, the South Korean centre-back, vastly decorated Korean centre-back. Allen comes into the side as well. Su Sim makes way, as does, and fair to say, a club legend really, who's made his return of late, Muraki, the Brazilian, who is perhaps one of the best strikers in the club's history. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's certainly the case. The time when he left, a couple of years back, he was in outstanding form, good goal-scoring record as well. And having said that Shanghai don't have a centre-forward, to be honest, Guangzhou don't really have a centre-forward. Gao Lin has played a lot of his football wide on the right-hand side and doesn't really like leading the line. Allen isn't an out-and-out centre-forward. Goulart certainly likes to drift across, gets forward, gets goals, but isn't an out-and-out centre-forward. So we're going to see a lot of fluidity in both teams, and I just hope we get a performance from this guy, because I think on his day, Hulk is one of the most exciting talents to watch in Chinese football. Can be terrific fun. He can just beast teams on his own. But then this fella Goulart, he's got that capacity as well, and Oscar in the background there. It's littered with talent today. If we get a disappointing out, I'm going to be shocked tonight. I think it's going to be a good game of football.
Our official this evening, Nawaf Shukrala from Bahrain. Guangzhou, of course, in the bright yellow shirts and white shorts. Early touch for Goulart there. Skipper slightly wayward, Shengji. Also missing Huang Bo-wen through injury. Guangzhou, he's a notable absentee as well.
Yeah, certainly a very established star, and we can see that Gao Lin is going to play through the middle. Because he's always notionally been a centre forward, but he's always looked more comfortable drifting in from the right-hand side.
Yeah, without that clear centre forward figure for either side, do you feel we're likely to see an element of fluidity in the front line for both sides? We know that Wu Lei likes to drift from wide positions.
Yeah, certainly. I think in the modern game, teams do rotate an awful lot in the attacking positions. We see all the top sides doing this.
Xing Cheng with a poor clearance to Oscar, really. Intervention. Hulk now. It's not often you see him bullied off the ball, but he was on that occasion. Li Shupeng in possession. And again, into Goulart. Li Shupeng. Good turn of pace from Shenglong. Zheng Long whips it in, left-footed. Hulk, that rocket of a left foot towards Wu Lei.
He hardly had any backlift with that, did he, as well? Looked as if he was just going to tap the ball, and he drills it 60 metres. But they've started very well, Guangzhou. They've slotted into a lovely rhythm.
From shouting. Yao Lisheng. Allen into Goulart. Zheng Long into a dangerous area. Ricardo Goulart to strike. It's an early test for Yan Junli.
Player of his ability, I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that, Goulart. A couple of times Zheng Long's got into good positions, not great crosses, but he has put them into decent area. And when it fell to Goulart, I thought that could easily be the opener.
Hulk has hit the deck for the second time inside 3 minutes.
I think he was trying to con the referee there. It was a vastly unconvincing performance.
Goulart on the turn. Wang Xinchao comes sliding in.
At the moment, Shanghai need to get in the game here.
Certainly been a lively start from the visitors. Zheng Long enjoying himself on that left-hand side.
This is a moment where you need big characters. If you're RVB, you need some of your players to stand up and say, hold on, this hasn't started at all well. Let's get a hold of the ball, let's pass it to each other, and not just knock it into touch like that from Shika, which was a dreadful ball.
Shika, the masked man, and you just hope it's not affecting his vision.
It looked like it was the way he played that pass, that's for sure.
Gowlin looking to assist Allen. Wang Xinchao finds Oscar. Shika, Kai Hoi Kung spreads it out wide. Fu Huan just bowled over, really. Li Shupeng letting him know he's there. Oscar with room to shoot. Oh, and it's not far away from the Brazilian.
Well, at last, something for Shanghai to get excited about. I thought Fu Huan, the right fullback, did well previously, getting things moving a little bit on that side. And Oscar, I think that's the first time he's touched the ball. Not the worst effort.
Allen gets a shove in the back. Wang Xinchao strong with the header. There's a little bit of a tussle there between Shika and Gowlin. Oscar's turn to be floored. Zhang Linpeng doing the gentlemanly thing. As you say, Jamie, a positive start from Guangzhou.
Oh, definitely. And the two teams know each other so well. There are going to be little rivalries that are carried over from previous games. A lot of pride at stake in a fixture like this. A lot of wrestling going on.
Zheng Long with the dummy. Zheng Long it is, and it's away by Wang Xinchao.
Goulart was a whisker away from getting a good top hat on that one. In fact, as he went up to flick the ball on, he was turning around thinking he'd flicked it onto a teammate.
Zhang Lingpeng to Gao Lin. Oscar doing his defensive duties.
Got to say, the pitch is chewing up in the background there a little bit. Hope that's not going to play a part in the game.
Up for the throw-in. Gao Lin, 2 for company. The cheeky back heel works for him. Finds Hulk. This is really promising stuff for Shanghai. Lu Wenjun with the strike saved. Zheng Cheng needed to be alert to that one. He was in for a moment, Lu Wenjun.
I think he will feel that he should have scored there. It's a fantastic pass from Hulk that set him free initially, and he had the pace to get away. He did the right thing, took it to the right-hand side so he could get a strike away. Went across the keeper's body, not quite far enough. What an opportunity, though.
Shanghai just showing how quickly they can transition. What quality from Hulk.
Oh, it was a peach of a pass, it really was.
Here they come again now, a red wave, but Hulk stopped in his tracks. Lu Wenjun with a lovely finish, of course, over the weekend. So comes into the game high on confidence. Oscar. Hulk in support. Battle between him and Goulart there.
Don't think I'd want to battle with Hulk, would you? But the fact that he's getting on the ball for Shanghai is, I think, very significant. And he's the kind of guy who can just give everybody a lift. I think the crowd and the team will be lifted by that excellent opportunity.
And, unlike many other players, anything within 35 yards, even 40, is shooting range.
He's a rocket of a shot, absolutely.
Odil Akhmedov into Wu Lei. Wang Shunqiao, the captain. Wu Lei with the overlapping run has just got a little bit overexcited.
Crowd were excited to get Wu Lei on the ball. This is that move again. How about this? That is fabulous, isn't it? Apart from anything else, the vision to have seen that was on, because he was moving away from, he was moving backwards towards his own goal, just turns and played the ball in between the 2 central defenders. Perfect weight on the pass as well. Fabulous skill.
The big money for. Real superstar is Hulk. Fu Huan finds Hulk.
Shooting range.
Oh, he's got a bag of tricks on him. Hulk! And he goes close. So deadly with his face to goal.
Oh, it's clever interplay. Didn't look to be that much on this. A lovely little flick, and then the 1-2. And, well, it's Feng Xiaoting gets a toe to it, gets it away. And I think got clobbered by Hulk in the process. That's why he's still down. Twisted his knee, it looks. Now, this is a hard man. He doesn't stay down if he's not properly hurt. Oh yes, oh yeah. As Hulk's gone through, no offence from Hulk, but he's come in on the leg from the outside, and that knee's buckled inwards, and that could be serious trouble for Feng Xiaoting. Both players just going for the ball. There's absolutely no malicious intent there at all. But it is that connection where it comes from the outside and the knee buckles inwards. The knee joint obviously is supposed to go forwards and back, not side to side. It hasn't got much side movement, and his foot was planted.
We spoke about what an imposing Hulk we see before us, and he's a man with brute strength. You don't want to be on the receiving end of a challenge like that. This does look like a real moment of concern for Guangzhou, and
I'll be really surprised if he can come back there. Really very surprised indeed. I think, does he go with his right, does he challenge with the right foot? Well, this is the earlier situation, isn't it?
in the meantime it is the corner from Oscar. Danger not away yet for Guangzhou. Here's Odil Akhmedov. Out to Oscar. Fu Huan launches one into the box. Safe hands from Zheng Cheng.
Well, at the moment, Cheng Chi's dropped into the back four as an emergency central defender. There he is, back on.
Good to see.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. He's moving a little bit gingerly.
Really encouraging. Initially, we did fear the worst.
Oh, it's great news if he can carry on. Delighted for him. You can see he's still moving a little bit gingerly.
With Allen for company, concedes the throw.
Once again, this rotation from Guangzhou. Allen's come over to the left-hand side now. He's played on the right, played in the middle. Now he's playing on the left.
Gowlin is useful in those situations. Oscar flicked through to Hulk. They try to take the free kick quickly, Shanghai.
Yeah, took it from a long way from the place where the incident occurred. Akhmedov was fouled there. Referee waited to see if there was an advantage. Good refereeing. Saw that none accrued. Called the play back.
Oscar pushed away by He Guan, told to get upfield. Shiku. Shengshi, dispossessed by Akhmedov. Juan happy to go back to Yan Junling. Li Shupeng. Back to Feng Xiaoting.
He's moving much better now as well. Excellent use.
Allen. This is useful now. Goulart plays the 1-2. Goulart still. The angle wasn't kind in the end.
Just wouldn't sit down for him, would it, the ball? Clever little interplay. I think it was Gao Lin. It was indeed who flicked the ball forward. Maybe he could have taken it first time with the left foot, but then it just wouldn't sit down. Sometimes the ball just doesn't behave itself. That extended injury just seems to have taken a little bit of a zip out of the game.
Jun with a really useful header there. Allen. Zhang Li Peng, but he loses out. Now here's Odell Akhmedov. Hulk has Oscar outside. Oscar in shooting range. Just kept out from Zheng Cheng. Zhang Li Peng played a dummy to a ghost. Roulet finds Oscar. Oscar! He's threatening. Shanghai have been threatening. And that goal of Guangzhou Evergrande lives to fight another day.
Well, it's a good little passage of play for the home team, and Oscar, who I thought the previous effort was a really good position, and it was a bit of a tame effort on goal. This time, much more ambitious, much more difficult situation. Seemed to do a lot more with it. I thought the previous one where Hulk set him up, really, he looked favourite to score in that situation. Bit of a tame effort in the end. Looks a little bit out of sorts, Oscar.
Goulart. We're going to thread one to Alan. Shiku swept away the danger.
Yeah, made up his mind, took control of the situation. His goalkeeper probably could have collected it, but Shiku decides that discretion is the better part of valour in that situation. Chan Lim Peng loping up, getting the tattooed arms ready to take the long throw.
Allen. Locked off by Wang Shenchao. Bit of a miscue from Wu Lei. Zhengji. Into a dangerous area. Zheng Long over the bar.
Well, he's not a man you'd expect to win headers inside the penalty area, that's for sure, Chen Long. He's not in the team for that, but when it comes in, oh, look at this dreadful clearance. And then, well retrieved, hits him on the head. Now, aerial ability, not one of his strengths, and he was surprised that he got to the header. Technically awful. Hit him on the head, on the top of the head as well, rather than him connecting properly.
Hulk just unable to control that chance, and here they come again. Shanghai with Fu Huan. Akhmedov, 2 to aim for in the box. Oof, came out to Wu Lei. Couldn't keep his effort down.
You you know what, as he takes that on his chest, he just gets slightly under it, and that pushes the ball upwards. What he needed to do was to cushion that on the chest so that it would drop for him. Look, there it goes up. He didn't want it to go up. He wanted that one to drop down in front of him. And he's better than that, he knows it. He should have done better. But the chances have come this man's way, haven't they? Andre Villas-Boas will be pleased with how creative his team has been in creating situations on goal.
Zhengji shifts the ball out wide. Li Shupeng finds Chen Long. Chen Long whips it in left-footed. He Guan, the defensive header, now Goulart. Kim. Fu Huan conceding the free kick on Chen Long.
Carries on like that, he'll talk his way into the referee's book as well. I think it's a clear foul from behind, isn't it?
Li Shupeng has Oscar paying close attention.
To be fair to Oscar, he's certainly been disciplined, getting back and helping out the defence. But you don't pay all that money to bring someone over to do defensive work.
He certainly had highs and lows this season. He missed 8 games for inciting a mass brawl, which was unexpected. But at the same time, we have seen moments of brilliance, and like you say, Jamie, it is encouraging to see a player with the application that he has. He's a flair player, not renowned for his defensive ability, but he hasn't shirked responsibility, has he?
No, he's played for the team, that's for sure. Just doesn't particularly look as if he's enjoying himself that much. Hulk's gone quiet, hasn't he? We've had 15 minutes or so where you've barely mentioned his name, whereas prior to that it was sort of every couple of seconds.
Oscar protects the ball well to find Wu Lei. Wu Lei shifts his body, and that'll be a penalty kick.
No question, absolutely no question. And it was good play from Oscar initially to pass the ball inside, and Wu Lei turning his man.
Now it's interesting, we saw Oscar go straight to the ball to pick it up. He's given it to Hulk.
How can Chan Limpeng argue that that's not a penalty? Look, he steps across his man, he uses both his arms. OK, Wu Lei goes down in rather dramatic style, but who wouldn't in the modern game? He's laid hands on the player, he's clearly stepped across to obstruct him as well. It's a penalty.
Now we recall, I think Oscar, when he arrived at the club, missed a couple of penalties.
Yeah, I think if Hulk says he wants to take it, yeah. OK. Go ahead. If you're the goalkeeper, would you want to get behind this? The way he drills it, I think he'd probably go for power here.
Now then, Hulk to take. And the big man does the business. 1-0 Shanghai SIPG. No less than they've deserved.
You feel that was coming. They have looked a far more dangerous team as they gradually got into this game, and it's a super penalty. Actually, if the keeper goes the correct way, it's at a nice height, but such venom it was hit with. Anyway, the keeper was going the other way, so Chen Chen was out of the equation. Test of character for Guangzhou.
A long way to go. contest ultimately, with this 39 minutes gone of 2 legs. It is important for Shanghai, isn't it, for them to take a positive result into that second leg?
Yeah, very much so. Two-legged affairs, whatever you get in the first game, you want to try and make that a positive, make it work for you. If you get held, then you say, well, we haven't conceded, you know, you try and take positives from it, but Shanghai will want to go through ahead. And I do feel that Guangzhou are missing Paulinho. There's a driving force lacking in midfield.
Well, it's been 39 minutes, and for the first time we've said Guangzhou miss Paulinho. I was wondering how long it would take us. Inevitable, really, a player of his quality.
I think so, and particularly the way he'd been playing for this team, because he was driving them forward. He was a real powerhouse of a player for them. Unrecognisable for the Tottenham fans, who remember him as being a very peripheral figure when he was with their club, but for Guangzhou he certainly was driving force.
Fair to say that he was one of the first real success stories in terms of marquee players in China.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's come flying into that challenge.
Surprised that wasn't a card there. Oh, I think we have got a card out there, so I'm not going to be surprised. That's a bad challenge.
He Guan going into the book. The referee's smiling. Ricardo Goulart and company might well be rubbing their hands together, because this is in a dangerous position.
Guan's arguing that that's not a foul, and we've just seen it. He's come through his man. OK, the ball's gone off in the direction that he was aiming for, but he's come right through his man. You haven't been able to do that for 25 years now. You have to go back to the 60s to when you were allowed to do challenges like that. Good distance, enough distance, far enough out that they can work the ball up and down. From this right-hand side, you normally expect it to be a left-footed taker, but just wondering who that might be.
Yao Lisheng looks like he might fancy this one. Chenglong lurking ominously as well.
Chenglong would be the man with the left foot.
Big moment as we crawl towards half-time. Yao Lisheng squandering the opportunity.
I don't think taking a free kick from that position, right-footed, you've got much chance of doing that.
Roulet is on the chase here. It's an important intervention by Zhang Linpeng. Goulart. Zhang Linpeng again. Shouting goes long. Gao does well. Zhengxi. Now Allen. And Oscar with a clean challenge, according to the referee. Again, Oscar doing his part to help out.
The referee was well placed there, and I think got the call right. I think Oscar did win the ball cleanly. The referee just got an inadvertent touch on the ball just then, which didn't please Shanghai.
It's an intense stare from Allen. was on the receiving end of the challenge from Wang Chao. Goulart has Hulk careering his way.
A couple of minutes to go to half-time. It's very important for Shanghai to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Go in with the lead. That will be an excellent first 45 minutes.
Alan on the turn. Hasn't got much in the middle. Gao was waiting, but it's come through to Goulart. And Hulk on the breakaway. Outside of the foot towards... That's Lu Wenjun, again, who was chasing, but Kim Yong-guan, the man alert to the danger for Guangzhou.
Once again, it was Hulk playing that long ball out from defence, and again, it was beautifully weighted. This time, Kim Yong-guan had just enough pace to hold off Lu Wenjun. A 1-0 at half-time would be excellent for Shanghai, but 2-0 would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Lu Wenjun looks like he's out on his feet at the moment.
It's been an intense half.
Hulk on the turn, it was read well by Gao Lin, of all people.
And actually that's a worry when a centre-forward's making the challenge there. You get your heart in your mouth thinking, oh no, it could easily give away a penalty here. Clever idea from Hulk again.
Got a few minutes of stoppage time, perhaps due to that injury to Feng Xiaoting. Hulk towards the back post! And it's nodded home by the skipper! Wang Chao makes it 2-0! And they're dreaming, this home crowd in Shanghai, right before half-time.
Wow, look at that in the crowd, look at that on RVB. He hasn't had the best of times lately, but he's enjoying it this evening. And they went short on the corner kick. And I just wondered if the cross, it looked to me like it might have gone out of play and then came back in again. Well, the officials were in the right position, as was the skipper, Wang Chao. And he gets it down, he gets it back where it came from, through the keeper's legs. Poor old Cheng Chang, beaten twice.
Well, you mentioned how important it was for Shanghai to retain their advantage going into the break, and they've doubled it.
That's fantastic. They're going to go in. Well, they don't want the half-time whistle to go, that's for sure. They would rather turn straight round and carry on for another 45 minutes.
Could come all the way through to Gao Lin here. Certainly a chance for the big man. Route 1 stuff. Oscar finding Hulk. It could get even better for Shanghai. Get the sense Hulk was thinking about the shot. Feng Xiaoting's been brought down. Played the long ball to Gao Lin. Gao Lin, can he get a shot off? Well, it's a couple of chances in quick succession for the centre forward. Unable to capitalise.
Well, he does very well to create the shooting chance, but there's some pretty good work done defensively. And I think the referee will blow the whistle.
Well, that takes us to half-time. It's lived up to expectations, hasn't it?
It's been a fantastic half. I thought the away team, Guangzhou, started very well, but Shanghai came back into the game. We had a little spell of magic from Hulk, and then just when we thought it was going to be 0-0 at half-time, a couple of goals. Fantastic.
What an incredible spectacle it's been here in Shanghai. A long way to go still. So many stars on show, one of whom opened the scoring from the penalty spot, Hulk, and then the captain Wang Shunqiao doubled the lead. Fascinating stuff. Do join us for the second half. Warm welcome back to Shanghai, where it's certainly lived up to expectation between Shanghai SIPG and Guangzhou Evergrande, these two great rivals of the Chinese Super League on the most glittering stage of Asian football. We are, of course, in the first leg of the AFC Champions League quarter-finals, and the stars, for Shanghai at least, have lived up to expectation as well. Hulk dispatching from the penalty spot, and he was also complimented by his skipper, who nodded in the second goal. Plenty of work to be done in this second 45 minutes by Guangzhou Evergrande. They've certainly shown their pedigree domestically. They boast an 8-point cushion over SIPG, but here on the continental stage they have 45 minutes and then of course that second leg to try and salvage their season in the AFC Champions League. It does promise to be quite a fascinating second half. Shanghai SIPG versus Guangzhou Evergrande. So much anticipation heading into this clash, and my word, it's been something special. It was played at a frenetic pace in that first 45 minutes. We've seen 2 goals for the home side, and we've seen some lovely passages of play, more so from the hosts Shanghai SIPG. Andrew Whitelaw here alongside me in the commentary booth, Jamie Reeves. Jamie, what would have been said then at half-time for Guangzhou, league leaders in the Chinese Super League, needing a big performance now?
Well, they certainly are, and of course Big Phil Scolari had to rewrite his script, didn't he, with that late second goal. That changes things considerably. I think what the message is to the Guangzhou Evergrande players is that you know, we haven't been outclassed or anything by our opponents here. We've given away 2 goals. Probably shouldn't have given either of them away. You know, penalty is avoidable, and the second goal, sloppy marking, not great at the corner kick. Let's go out there, let's get on with the game, and let's get a goal. Not can we get back to 2-2, not can we win the game, can we get a goal? First things first, let's get something on the board, let's get things moving, and then we'll see where that takes us.
It's an excellent point. There is what we do see occasionally in this competition, a tendency to panic when teams almost seem to forget that it's a 2-legged affair. And there is going to be some changes from Luis Felipe Scolari. On comes Yu Hanxiao, as well as Wang Shangyuan. So it's a big statement, really.
Well, it's a huge statement, actually. 2 substitutions at half-time, and if there's an injury in the second half early on, you've used up your 3 substitutes. That can be a big problem. I didn't actually see as they came out, but is Feng Xiaoting out there? I thought probably he would be replaced by Wang Shangyuan. He took that terrible challenge in the first half, and I think Wang will probably go in at right fullback and Chan Lin Peng will slot in the middle of the defence.
We were surprised, weren't we, that Feng Xiaoting was able to continue as long as he did, and it's comforting, I suppose, that the injury is not too serious and that he was able to carry on. But it's an enforced change for Luis Felipe Scolari in that regard, and they'll miss him. He's a leader at the back. Well, Cheng Long did make some initial inroads on that left-hand side, but perhaps tapered off a little bit, Jamie.
I'm a little bit more surprised about that substitution, I have to confess. I mean, Yu Hanxiao, it is like for like. They're both left-sided players, very much. Yu Hanxiao is more of an outright left winger. Experienced, 30 years of age. He's got 47 caps. Been with the club for a few seasons now. And actually it's often a toss-up between the two of them who's going to start.
Guangzhou substitutes needing to embrace the formalities as Wang finally gets to come on for real, and he's got a job ahead of him looking after the likes of Hulk and this man on the ball, Oscar.
I think what's maybe even more interesting is how does Shanghai go about the second half, because they're 2-0 up. If you asked AVB if he'd settle for that at the end of the game, he'd say of course, but what does he do now? Does he try and go for another goal, try and make things even more certain in their favour, or does he sit tight and say 2-0 is a great result, let's not be too silly? I hope he goes for more goals, obviously.
It's an early foul in this second half. We did see plenty of niggly obstructions by both sides, looking to disrupt the rhythm.
Oh, well, this is I likened it to Barcelona Real Madrid, or it's like the Manchester derby or the Liverpool derby. There's an awful lot at stake between these two teams, and there's bound to be lots of niggle, lots of little vendettas going on. Probably a lot of back chat between the Brazilian players, I imagine. It's a proper game of football, just what we like.
Oscar taking this one from deep towards Hulk. Goulart looking for Allen. It's away by Shikut.
Allen seems to be the one playing down the middle at the moment.
Gaolin towards Goulart. Away by Shikut again. Hulk. Allen. Saw Yu Hanchao making a dart into the box.
That's Hulk's hurt look there. How can you suggest that I've fouled somebody? Difficult for Goulart there.
Substitute Wang giving chase.
I think Chanlin Peng playing in the middle of the defence. Obviously physically he can do it. He's a huge man and he's got the pace and the strength and the experience. I'm not that keen on him in the middle of the defence, because he is prone to the rush of blood, as we saw when he gave away the penalty in the first half. Fan Xiaoting is a much more composed central defender. I suspect it was one of those injuries where going off at half-time, when the adrenaline slows down through his body and so on, that's when the pain really came on.
Kim Yong-guan. Oh. For a moment there, Lu Wenjun was bearing down on the goalkeeper. Wang goes long towards Gaolin. Oscar challenging with Allen.
High foot there from Oscar. Allen appealed for it immediately. Referee was convinced. Wonder at what stage we're going to see Moriki get on. If they need to chase a goal, he'd be the man to do it for them.
Goulart managing to fashion space. Yu Hanchao.
Difficult to see what Yu Hanchao had in mind there. Rather nothing ball knocked forward.
Akhmedov driving. Wu Lei. Wang slide there. It's a loose pass, Shengxi. Dinking that one into the wide position.
Guangzhou have started positively this half, no question.
Yuhan Chao has been brought down right on the edge of the box by Hulk. It's Gao Lin.
Hulk has put his hands on the referee a number of occasions there. There's lots of referees who take exception to that. He's claimed that that's shoulder to shoulder, which my refereeing friends tell me there's no such thing as shoulder to shoulder. It's a foul or not. But he's gone into the back of his man. He's put his shoulder in his opponent's back. It's clearly a foul. Good man to have in the wall, wouldn't he, Hulk?
Certainly would. And that's where they've positioned him alongside Odil Akhmedov. Once more with the dead ball, it's Liao Lisheng. Didn't do so well with his last one. What can he produce now? Straight into the body of Hulk. Wu Lei away. As you predicted, Jamie, useful in a wall.
It's like having two players in the wall, really, isn't he? So an extra man. It actually was Akhmedov who took the blow to his solar plexus.
Did well there. Leapt into the path of the ball. Wang Shangyuan to the back post. Oh, and it was a crucial header. Kim Yong-guan, alert to the danger. Akhmedov away.
Thought he was going to nick that one, accelerated to take it off his man. Zheng Qi's got lots of experience, he's seen that sort of thing before. Sorry, it wasn't Zheng Qi. Liao Lisheng, I think it was.
Wang Shenchao with a header only as far as Allen. Allen creating space. He was met by Shika.
Not for the first time tonight, Shika's stuck to his task very well. The thing is, you've got to get plenty of your body in the way between the man and the object, the goal. He does very well, good blocking. And Junling's not had a tough night so far, the goalkeeper.
Yuhan Chao. Danger not away yet. It's from distance. It's a wonderful strike from Wang Shengyuan. Needed to be alert. Yan Yunling hasn't had a lot to do tonight.
It's a slightly scuffed shot, but it was bouncing awkwardly and difficult one to deal with. And to be fair, Yan Junling did really well.
Strong header from Shika. Positive spell for Guangzhou. Zhang Linpeng towards the back post. It's Ricardo Gula up for the header.
I thought that was the moment. He's claiming that there was use of an arm there. Let's have a look. Nothing in that. He's brave. There he goes in. Other players getting up, and I thought he was going to score from that. It's been a very good 10 minutes from Guangzhou. Good character, good quality football, and Shanghai really struggling to get a grip on the game at all. But then that was the tail of the first half as well. I don't really think it's that Shanghai have eased off at all. I do think it's that Guangzhou have taken control of the game.
Here's Xu Peng. Oscar penalised.
Just trying to steal a few yards there, referee having none of it.
That's a big substitution for Shanghai. We were surprised not to see Elkerson in the starting lineup, but he will now look to make an impact as Liu Wenjun makes way.
Well, I'm struggling to see that as weakening Shanghai, I've got to say. I think he's done okay, Liu Wenjun. Should have done better with that chance when he was put away by Hulk in the first half, but he's been a pest. But Elkerson has got a lot going for him, including a very good goal-scoring record.
Yu Hanqiao delivers. And he makes an immediate impact, Elkerson, on the defensive end. Kim Yong-guan.
Of course, Elkerson's got a bit to prove to Guangzhou, having been their player for a couple of seasons, 59 goals in 72 appearances.
Gaolin out to Yu Hanqiao. Yu Hanqiao twisting and turning.
Well defended, Fu Huan. He's good going forward, but the lad can defend as well.
It's poised beautifully at the moment. Guangzhou on the front foot. Oscar once more helping out in defence. Elkerson. Now Oscar towards Hulk. Akhmedov, and they're streaming forward. Here's Wu Lei. Useful defending. It's Wang Shengwan. Came across. There is one.
It's almost a rerun of the first half, you know, because Shanghai couldn't get a grip in the game for the first 15 minutes of the first half, and they really haven't strung anything together second half.
Kim Yong-guan composed. Allen from range, and it's not collected cleanly. Yan Yunling didn't look overly comfortable.
It's a funny sort of bobbly effort, hits the ground a couple of times, hit the ground just in front of Yan Junling. Nobody in close proximity, no problems.
Hulk playing the give and go with Elkerson. Just let it run away from him a little bit with Shang Linpeng. Reading it. Now Oscar. Akhmedov has found Wu Lei. But once more, Zhang Linpeng being awfully useful for Guangzhou.
I don't think Wu Lei was particularly keen to collect that challenge from Chan Linpeng. catchweight contest between the two.
Elkerson. Oscar. Looked like he fancied it. Wang Chunqiao over-enthusiastic with the challenge on Gao Lin.
You see exactly what Andre Villas-Boas is saying there. Look, the player sticking his backside in and then falling over and claiming that it's a foul. Beautifully demonstrated by the coach, and exactly what Gao Lin did. And it's what forwards do all around the world.
Oscar. Woolay to Hulk. Elkerson back heeling to Woolay. It's lovely football now. And he goes in alone with a stunner. What a goal from Woolay. They're going wild here in Shanghai, and rightly so.
Oh my word, you won't see a bigger smile on anyone's face than on AVB's there as Woolay let fly. I was thinking, why hasn't he slipped it inside? And it flew into the corner of the net. What a strike. And a half where they've barely had the football at all, suddenly 3-0 to the good. They can't believe it. Lovely little touch, this one, but he had such a lot of work to do still. You've got to say Xing Cheng's not done really well in goal here. Has a look, thinks there's nothing on, gets a hand to it, not enough. Not thrilled by the celebration, I've got to say, but what a goal. Well, now that's a test of character for Guangzhou.
What a night for Shanghai SIPG. Playing like a side with a point to prove. It has to be said that the Chinese Super League is more or less out of sight for them now. It would take something dramatic for Guangzhou to concede that.
They've played Guangzhou twice in the league already, lost one and drawn one, so they haven't got a chance to claw anything back that way, but very much pride on the line this evening, and things are going very much the way of the home side.
Well, we thought we might see Muraki. And it's come on for Allen, who's endured a frustrating evening, really. But a chance now, it's deflected. It was a big chance for Yu Hanxiao. Apologies, it was Gao Lin with the strike.
I think Guangzhou needs something, don't they? They need something to cling on to. They need a bit of good fortune, a penalty, an own goal, a scruffy goal, anything at all.
Yu Hanxiao with the corner. They've got to be a bit careful now, Guangzhou, because here comes Hulk. Hulk with the 2v1. Woolay streaming forward. It's Woolay, and it's 4. Would you believe it? They can't quite believe it. 4-0 Shanghai SIPG. Guangzhou Evergrande are being torn apart.
Well, first of all, didn't they execute the breakaway goal brilliantly? Hulk injecting the pace, running, but not greedy at all. We all saw Woolay making up ground on his left-hand side. He saw it as well, perfectly weighted pass, and all Woolay had to do was just tuck it in the corner. Look, it comes from a corner kick against them. This is tremendous. This really is. Look at Woolay busting a gut to get forward. The timing perfect. Oh, actually, that pass couldn't have been better, because all Moulay had to do was carry on his run and just get a foot on the ball. It's an easy goal. He's got a brace now. 4-0 for Andre Villas-Boas. The home supporters are in ecstasy. I'd have thought you were mad if you'd said it would be 4-0 with just over an hour gone.
Bear in mind, Shanghai SIPG beat Guangzhou for the first time in 13 tries earlier this month in the FA Cup semi-final.
Whoa, that's an elbow.
Well, it looked very much like an elbow. And what is our referee going to do about it?
I don't think the referee's seen it. That looked to me like a straight elbow. Oh, he's just thrown the arm into the face there. Chan Limpeng has got a little bit of a history of indiscipline. I don't think it was as painful as Elkerson is claiming. It was across the throat, wasn't it? But look.
That looks very naughty on the replay.
I think the referee, if he sees that, it has to be a red card. Because there was no reason for the arm to be up. When we see an aerial challenge, we say, OK, you use your arms for elevation. He was just using his arm to whack his opponent there.
And Elkerson looked to be in his line of sight.
He knew what he was doing, didn't he?
I wonder if there'll be retrospective action for that one, Jamie.
I think anyone observing it would have to say what we've just said about it.
Well, as it stands, Moulay looking to inflict further punishment.
Yeah, he got that one all wrong, didn't he, technically? Meant to curl his foot round the outside of the ball and clip the inside and sliced it. But he's got 2 goals to his name, still a hero.
We did speak just after half-time about the need for teams to embrace the fact that this is a two-legged affair. And that applies to both sides, but they did only have one man back. It was a 2v1 situation for Hulk and Moulay. And you'd have to say it would take something very special indeed now for Guangzhou, albeit with a long way to go. Muraki. Zhengxi losing out. Oscar. Neat and tidy to Aquidov. Now Hulk. Hulk surrounded by yellow shirts. He's breezed past them. And he goes it alone. It's Hulk! Well, we've seen him score goals like that before.
And you'd have had money on him scoring in that position. What a run. Twice they tried to foul him and bring him down. He was having none of it. He gets it onto his favoured left foot. There we go, one. There we go. There's a little clip, an attempted clip there. Doesn't work. Chan Limpeng tries to block him. That doesn't work. Needed to hit the target.
He was going at some pace. It was a juggernaut, wasn't he?
Good term, yes.
Fu Huan shepherding the ball away.
Well, the chins are down for Guangzhou now. Players looking at the ground, trying to avoid the ball. Really does require some big personalities.
It's been a special night for Hulk. A goal and an assist.
2 assists.
2 assists. Of course, it was him who put the cross in for his captain to head home. At the end of the first half. Moulay dealt with by Wang.
In fact, I think might get us 3 assists. Been quite a night. I think he had a little back heel for Wulei's first goal. So a goal and 3 assists, not bad.
That was Elkerson. Oh, here's Muraki.
That's his first look at goal. 1-on-1, both teams are looking a little bit ragged defensively.
He's hit the deck there, Hulk. Gesticulating to the referee. Now Goulart. Shengji misplacing his pass to Yuhan Chao.
Nothing going right for the away team at the moment.
Wang Xinchao. Wulei. Elkerson battling for it with Liao Lisheng, that gives away the free kick.
Yeah, just clipped his man before he got the ball. I have to say the shape has looked much better for Shanghai since Elkerson came on.
Kim into Sheng. Muraki laying the ball off. Yuhan Chao into a dangerous area, and it's read by Shike.
Been super vigilant, Shike, on the ground and in the air. Had a good night defensively. Oh yeah, it was Elkerson, wasn't it? Wasn't Hulk. Gave him too much credit.
Oh, and what a save that was! Ricardo Goulart with the header. And an important intervention by Yan Yunling.
Didn't he do well to hang on to the ball as well? Came to him so quickly. It's a great ball knocked in, isn't it? Goulart just getting his hair on the ball, really. Great take from the keeper.
Well, he's made a difference since he's come on, Elkerson. Certainly given his former colleagues a lot to think about. Liao into Muraki. Wang back to Muraki. Brazilian blocked off by Shike. What a game he's having.
Yeah, certainly the case, and I do think that Andre Villas-Boas now, his best strategy would be to say, OK, 4-0 is a fantastic result, let's keep it nice and tidy. Here's that goal again, and the pass is just lovely, isn't it? I could have scored that goal. Honestly, Wulei, he was just carried on his run, and of course I wouldn't have got there, but just passed it into the corner. Fabulous. Just hold things tight at the back now, Shanghai. Yeah, let the attacking players still have a go, see if they can get another goal, but really just keep it tidy, don't give anything away.
Shaolin looks to have got an arm in the face. It's Wang Xinchao challenging.
Yeah, well, you can see that Shike thinks it was a dive. I'm not sure that there was much contact there. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm still remain to be convinced there was much contact at all there.
desperate to take something back, some encouragement back home to the second leg, Guangzhou. Still plenty of time for them to chip away at this 4-goal deficit. In the box. That's a great delivery, and what a chance that was. Ricardo Goulart's on the deck.
How did it not go in? He appeared to be connecting with that. What, only a yard out from goal. He's holding you the hamstring there. Let's have a look. He's onside. Everybody's onside. Oh, wow. He was holding the hamstring, but he's hit his head against the post.
That looks horrible.
Certainly brave enough there. It would hurt a lot less if it had gone in, that's for sure. What a peach of a ball played in to a dangerous area. Goulart was probably the man you'd most want to be in that position.
How they could live to regret missing that chance. Would have put a whole different spin on proceedings.
Yeah, it would, as you said, it would have given them just a toe hold in it.
Towards Alkerson. He makes his best effort to control. Now Akhmedov. Akhmedov in shooting range. He's capable of better.
But that wouldn't be his greatest strength. They didn't buy this fella to score goals from that sort of position. But I think he's had a very good second half, especially. Been very much involved, getting things moving. Gowlin's still working hard, trying to lead the line, trying to get something going. Didn't feel that was probably the opportunity just now, though, for Goulart.
Goulart now. Gowlin. It's a hopeful pass. Woulet gets clattered.
That's going to be a yellow card, surely. Silly, silly challenge. Very, very late from Wang.
Got to be frustration in there from Wang. Just come flying in.
Yeah, not a hard yellow card to give that one, was it, really? I wouldn't want to be in that dressing room afterwards, Guangzhou. I think there could be some strong words.
Alkerson told to get up.
Good refereeing, well done. think Elkerson was trying it on there.
Goulart, Muraki, cracking ball. Yu towards Gaolin. Way not for the first time by Shikert.
Poor ball from Yu Han-Chao though. He was in a nice wide position, had time to line up his cross.
Yu Han-Chao somehow gets some joy out of that situation from Kai Hui Kang. Will be Yu to take the corner. Looking for the likes of Gaolin in the area. It's to the near post. Easily dealt with by Wang Shenchao. Potential breakaway for Akhmedov, and he's held up.
Yeah, held up literally, wasn't he? Use of the arm there, held back. There it goes. Oh, sorry, not one arm, but two arms.
Cynical stuff from Zhang Linpeng. Elkerson. Now Goulart. Zhengxi towards Yu. And it's Muraki who was lurking. He's the one they want in those positions.
Once again, vigilant defending, and the linesman had his flag up for offside. Wouldn't have counted anyway. It certainly wasn't Muraki in an offside position, but no harm done. The danger was cleared anyway. I think it's fairly clear that Shanghai have now gone for a more conservative approach for the remainder of the game. Quite clearly they'd be happy to trot off with a 4-0 victory.
Got to be really careful. It could be worse. Could get worse. Oscar. Losing out fairly, according to the referee. Yao Lisheng winning the ball back. Li Shupeng back to Goulart. Into Muraki. Yu Han-Chao. Away by Shikert. Oscar. Elkerson's ahead of him. It's Wu Lei on the ball.
Wu Lei looks absolutely shattered, and has done for quite a while in this second half, because I thought when the ball was played to him there, he could have used his speed to run away from his man. Clever from Oscar. Oh, this was that earlier situation. There's no foul there. AVB thinks there might have been.
Animated stuff from the Portuguese.
He's had a good night tonight though, hasn't he?
He's going to shuffle his pack. Yu Hai, potentially for Wu Lei.
Yeah, Yu Hai's a left winger, it's like for like.
Yuhanchao bringing down Hulk, and he's had plenty of appeals tonight, Hulk. This one goes his way. He's just communicating with Oscar as to the plan. So the two Guangzhou substitutes in the wall.
Well, that near post must look tempting. I think Oscar might fancy curling his instep around this one. Well, Hulk, go for power.
Hulk does blast it goalwards, it's Elkeson! And he is flagged.
Well, the official on the far side put his flag up extremely late there. Let's have a look at this one again. No, I think the flag that he put up was for the goal kick, because there's no question there was no offside there, and Elkeson should have made it 5.
Certainly a striker of his calibre. We're used to him tucking those away. Wang Shenchao launching one.
Well, pretty much everything is going the way of Shanghai at the moment. This will be a truly memorable night for them.
Has made a run into the channel, but he's been flagged offside.
Yeah, the official just waited to see if he became involved directly in the move. As soon as he went for the ball, up went the flag, and I think it was the right decision. Yeah, you can see there quite clearly, a yard the wrong side. It's been a good disciplined performance from the defence.
And as expected, it will be Wu Lei, the man to make way for Shanghai, and Yuhai will replace him. What a performance from Wu Lei.
If I was Wu Lei, I would have walked off there rather than jogging off. Savour the moment, enjoy the plaudits, thoroughly deserved. His boss is delighted with him. Why wouldn't he be? 2 super goals and a decent performance all round.
Yuhanchao to Goulart.
I suppose we knew this wasn't a vintage Guangzhou team. We look at the group stage, and out of the 6 games, I think they were unbeaten, but they won 2 and drew 4 of them. So they only went through in 2nd place, kind of squeaked through the next round, the round of 16. So this isn't as good a Guangzhou team as we've had in previous seasons. And the departure of Paulinho, okay, we mentioned it late in the first half, late in the second, but undoubtedly they look a team that has lost their engine, and they've spluttered in this game, no question at all. And Shanghai have looked very, very good, taking a 4-0 lead. It's going to be extraordinary if they turn it around.
Paulinho, by far the most expensive player to be bought from the Chinese Super League, and as expected, it's been a big miss. Muraki, though, scuffing a presentable chance.
Yeah, they've certainly had a few half chances in this second period. Well, and obviously the one that fell to Goulart, the header, was much more than half a chance. We could have been sitting looking at a score of 6-2, 6-3, something like that. There'll be some celebrating in Shanghai tonight from these fans, that's for sure. consecutive yellow card, isn't it, for Fu Huan? He's been treading the line for quite a while. Referee's had enough now. As always, claiming that he got a bit of the ball, which he did, but unfortunately these days you get a bit of the player first, it's still a foul.
Goulart. It's not really been his night. Yao Li Sheng. Murky has been unable to stamp his authority on the game. Certainly not been the case with this man. He seems to relish having the attention of multiple opposition players. On that occasion, Gao did get the better of him. Li Shupeng to Goulart. Yao Li Sheng. Now Kim. Zhang Linpeng. There's a little moment between Elkerson and Liao. The referee chooses to play on.
I think he's had a good game, the referee, actually.
Towards Muraki. Muraki lost flight of the ball. Oscar away.
Pitch has held up fairly well, although it's got some scuff marks on it. It's played generally well. It's been a good night for football.
Muraki. Straight into the gloves of Yan Junling. A night to be savoured for the Shanghai fans.
I think this is a night they'll be talking about for many years to come. All of the fans, all the Shanghai fans will want to claim to have been here for this game. Andre Villas-Boas is just checking that his team's all still in working order. A substitution made there, fairly urgent signs from Yan Junling. Right, it's the skipper as well, Wang Shengqiao, and if I'm not mistaken, this was him enjoying himself at that same end of the pitch in the first half. Really did well. The trick there was he headed the ball directly downwards. If he didn't go downwards, it would have hit the goalkeeper, but as it was, went between the legs of Chen Cheng.
A late introduction then to savour the occasion for Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei won't have too long to make an impact here.
Already a minute over the supposed stoppage time. That was a painful one.
And there you have it. Quite remarkable stuff, Jamie.
Extraordinary result and a fabulous performance from Shanghai SIPG.
Incredible. A night to remember for Shanghai SIPG. A mountain to climb for their rivals, Guangzhou Evergrande. Final score, Shanghai 4, Guangzhou 0.